welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our videos about rare coins and hidden treasures. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1965 Washington quarter. It might look like just another coin in your pocket, but believe it or not, some versions of this quarter are worth a fortune. In fact, one of them sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $1.8 million. So how does a common-looking quarter become one of the most sought-after coins in the world? Let's break it down. First, a little background. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. For decades, these quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. But everything changed in 1965. That year marked the end of an era. Due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint decided to remove silver from quarters entirely. Starting in 1965, quarters were made with a clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. That makes 1965 a transition year, and that's where things get really interesting. During this changeover, a small number of 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on the old silver planche, that is, the silver blanks used in previous years. These were never meant to exist, but a few slipped through the cracks at the mint and ended up in circulation. That's right, someone might have spent the silver 1965 quarter on a soda decades ago without realizing it was worth thousands. Now, here's the kicker: the most valuable 1965 quarter ever sold was one of these rare transitional errors. It was a silver-clad quarter from 1965, in near-perfect condition, and it went under the hammer for a mind-blowing $1.8 million. That sale shook the coin-collecting world and turned everyday change into a potential treasure hunt. So what makes these rare 1965 quarters so valuable? Number 1. They're made of silver, not clad copper nickel like regular 1965 quarters. Silver quarters from 1964 and earlier have a distinctive ring when dropped and a slightly different color. They also weigh a bit more, about 6.25 grams, compared to the 5.67 grams of clad quarters. Number 2. Condition matters a lot. A silver 1965 quarter in circulated condition might fetch a few $1,000s, but a mint state example, especially one with a high grade from a grading service like PCGS or NGC, can go for hundreds of thousands, or even millions if it's one of a kind. Number 3. Provenance. The $1.8 million quarter had impeccable documentation, rarity, and historical significance. That's the perfect storm for serious collectors. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare 1965 silver quarters? Start by checking the edge of the coin. A regular 1965 clad quarter will show a copper-colored stripe along the edge. If there's no copper stripe, and the edge looks solid silver, you might have something special. Next, weigh it. Use a precise digital scale. If it's around 6.25 grams, you might have a silver planked quarter. And finally, if you think you found something, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin its value. Instead, get it professionally graded and authenticated. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, some regular 1965 quarters can still be worth money, especially if they have unique errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or high mint state grades. Some of those can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So next time you go through your change drawer or sort through a roll of quarters, keep an eye out for that rare 1965 silver quarter. You never know, you might be holding a coin worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video inspires you to check your change a little more closely. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin stories, values, and tips. Who knows, your next video could be about the coin you found. See you next time. Let me know if you want a thumbnail text idea or title to match this script. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of coin collecting to talk about one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in recent years. That's right, we're talking about the 1982 Washington quarter. At first glance, It might just look like another regular quarter you'd find in your change, but believe it or not, some versions of this coin have sparked headlines and even rumors of one selling for as much as $1.3 million. Now before you go digging through your couch cushions or coin jar, let's talk about what makes this quarter so special. First, a little background. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932. It was introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth and has become one of the most iconic coins in American history. The 1982D version, minted in Denver, may seem ordinary, but there's more to the story. In 1982, the United States Mint was going through some changes. That year, they stopped producing uncirculated coin sets for collectors due to budget cuts. As a result, many coins from 1982, including the quarter, were only released for circulation. That means the average person would have used these coins in daily life via buying coffee, paying for parking, you name it. They weren't saved in pristine condition like other years. And that is a big deal. Because of this, finding a 1982D quarter in perfect condition is incredibly rare. Most of them were scratched up, worn down, or damaged from everyday use. But here's the twist. A few rare examples somehow survived in mint condition. And when we say mint condition, we're talking about coins that look like they were never touched. Perfect surfaces, no scratches, flawless luster. One of these rare 1982D quarters was reportedly graded at an extremely high level by professional coin grading services, and it sparked massive interest. Collectors began searching high and low for this coin. Rumors started flying about one of them being sold at a private auction for an unbelievable $1.3 million. Now, is that confirmed? Not entirely. But in the world of numismatics, rare finds in extraordinary condition can absolutely go for 6 or even 7 figures depending on demand and rarity. So the idea that one of these coins could fetch such a high price isn't out of the question. Aside from condition, another thing that can boost the value of a 1982D quarter is an error. That's right, mint errors. Some 1982D quarters have been found with striking mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. These types of errors make the coin even more unique and sought after by collectors. One known variety is the no mint mark error, which is extremely rare for this year. Combine that with the high grade, and you've got a recipe for a seriously valuable coin. So how do you know if you have one of these potentially valuable 1982D quarters? First, check the condition. If it looks brand new with no signs of wear, it might be worth grading by a professional. Next, look closely for any signs of mint errors or unusual features. And of course, if you're not sure, don't hesitate to consult a trusted coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. It could be the smartest decision you ever make. And if you do happen to come across a 1982D Washington quarter that's in mint condition or has a rare error, hang on to it. Coins like this don't come around every day. Who knows? You might be holding onto a piece of history worth thousands or maybe even that legendary $1.3 million. That's it for today's video. If you found this story interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin content. We've got plenty more deep dives coming your way on coins that could be hiding in your change and worth a fortune. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you want a shorter version or want me to add a dramatic intro or outro. Welcome back to the channel. If you're someone who loves coin collecting, rare treasures, or just enjoys stories about things that look ordinary but are worth a fortune, then you're in the right place. Today we're talking about the 1995D Washington quarter. This coin might be sitting quietly in your pocket or change jar, but some versions of it are worth far more than you'd ever expect. In fact, one extremely rare and flawless example reportedly sold for a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, a 25-cent coin that turned into over $1 million. So how is that even possible? Let's dive in. Let's start with a little history. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932. It was originally introduced to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, It became one of the most recognized coins in America. But by 1995, the design hadn't changed much. It still featured George Washington's profile on the front and the heraldic eagle on the back. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins that year. So what makes one 1995 quarter stand out and become so incredibly valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and errors. Most 1995 Washington quarters are only worth face value in circulated condition. You'll find them everywhere in your spare change, at gas stations, and in coin rolls. But when a coin is struck with perfect precision, using fresh dies, and is preserved in flawless condition, it can earn an extremely high grade from professional coin grading services. One such coin, a 1995 quarter in pristine mint state condition, graded at the highest possible level, drew the attention of collectors across the country. It was a flawless example, shining with brilliant luster, perfectly centered, and free of any nicks or scratches. This specific coin was so perfect, so rare, that it went on to sell for over $1.1 million in a private auction. Now, not all 1995 quarters will be worth that much, but there are other reasons collectors seek this coin. Some 1995 quarters have mint errors that make them valuable. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even die cracks. A double die error, for example, happens when the die that stamps the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, creating a coin with the doubled image. These can be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on the severity and condition. Collectors also love finding full strike examples with sharp details, especially around Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. If your 1995 quarter has bold details and a strong, lustrous surface with no wear, it might be worth sending in for grading. Let's talk grading for a second. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS-70, which stands for Mint State 70, is considered a perfect coin. That means no flaws, no marks, nothing. Most coins never achieve this grade. The 1995 quarter that sold for $1.1 million was one of the very few, possibly the only one of its kind in existence at that grade day, making it a holy grail for collectors. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1995 quarter? First, examine it carefully. Look for any unusual errors or signs of doubling. Check the weight. It should be around 5.67 grams. If it's off, it might be struck on the wrong plankett, which is another valuable mint error. Next, check the condition. If it looks brand new and has no scratches, dings, or signs of wear, you might have something special. But don't clean it. Cleaning coins can destroy their value instantly. Instead, handle it carefully and consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if your coin isn't worth $1 million, it might still be worth more than face value. Uncirculated and error 1995 quarters can range anywhere from $10 to several $1,000s depending on their rarity and condition. The bottom line is this: the 1995 Washington quarter is more than just a common coin. While most are worth a quarter, a few rare examples have sold for huge sums, including one that reached the incredible price of $1.1 million. That's life-changing money, all from something that might be hiding in your couch cushions or coin jar. So the next time you get change back from a store or crack open a roll of quarters from the bank, keep an eye out. You never know why the next great discovery could be right there in your hand. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more coin collecting stories, and drop a comment if you've found any interesting coins lately. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, happy hunting. Let me know if you'd like a matching title, thumbnail text, or script for a short version too. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest Coins. Today we're taking a closer look at a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change right now. The 1992 Washington quarter. It may look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but there's a shocking twist to this story. One incredibly rare example of this coin reportedly sold for a staggering $1.2 million. That's right, a 25-cent piece that turned into a millionaire's treasure. You do not want to miss this. Let's begin with the background. The Washington quarter has been a part of American currency since 1932. It was originally introduced to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington and has remained one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. For most of its early years, it was made of 90% silver. But in 1965, the composition changed to a copper nickel-clad design because the value of silver was rising. By the time 1992 rolled around, the quarter had been clad for almost 3 decades. The 1992 Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the right side of the coin under the motto "In God We Trust." Over 389 million of those quarters were minted that year, making it a very common coin. So how can a coin with such a massive mintage be worth over $1 million? The answer lies in one keyword: rarity. While most 1992 quarters are worth just face value in circulation, a very small number of them are accidentally struck on silver plancase. This was a rare and unexpected mistake. A silver plancate is a blank made from the silver-copper alloy used in earlier coins or proof sets. Somehow, a few of these blanks made it into the regular production line in 1992. That created an ultra-rare coin, a 1992 quarter made of silver when it should have been clad. But that's not all. The $1 million 1992 quarter wasn't just rare, it was also in absolutely flawless condition. This specific coin was graded at the highest level by a professional grading company, possibly a Mint State 70 or Proof 70. Meaning it was in perfect condition. No scratches, no wear, no flaws. Combine that with the extreme rarity of the silver error and you've got a coin that collectors will fight over. That's how it ended up selling for $1.2 million in a private auction. Now, what should you look for if you want to know whether your 1992 quarter is one of these rare and valuable examples? Start with the weight. A regular clad quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter, like the rare error, weighs closer to 6.25 grams. Use a precise digital scale to check. If your coin is heavier than usual, you might be onto something. Next, check the edge. A clad quarter has a visible copper stripe along the edge. A silver quarter will not. The edge will look solid silver or gray. That's another big clue. Also examine the overall appearance. A silver coin often has a different tone and luster compared to clad coins. If it looks different, especially if it's shinier or more reflective, it could be worth a closer look. And finally, if you believe you've found a rare version of the 1992 quarter, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value. Instead, have it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll be able to confirm the composition and condition and assign it a proper grade. It's also worth noting that other valuable errors have been found in 1992 quarters, including double dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. These can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity and the condition of the coin. So, what's the takeaway? Even though the 1992 Washington quarter is a common coin, a few rare versions exist that are incredibly valuable. In fact, one flawless silver error quarter from that year went on to sell for $1.2 million. That's a life-changing discovery. And the best part, these coins are still out there. They could be sitting in a coin jar, resting in a drawer, or even handed to you as change at the store. So check your quarters. Look for the D mint mark. Examine the edge. Weigh the coin. You might just be holding a rare piece of American history worth far more than 25 cents. Thanks for watching and joining us on this coin collecting adventure. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories about rare coins and treasures you can find in everyday life. Drop a comment below and let us know what coins you've found recently. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change. You never know, your next quarter could be worth over $1 million. Let me know if you'd like a title, short description, or thumbnail idea to go along with this script.